one thing that I may want to ask you that is a point that for many artists is sometimes difficult. It's the technical part of the tattoo, because when you do the project, you settle on the skin, then you have to do it. So geometric style, it's for someone like boring style, that you do the same things all day. How you live between creation and the technical part of the tattoo that is more boring?
So it's a big conflict inside of me. It's a great question, because the designing part is very challenging, exciting, new, fresh. I'm a designer, you know. I studied graphic design. I'm an artist before being a tattoo artist, 100%. What moves me is art. I also do other things than tattooing: sculptures, painting, illustration, murals. If I close my eyes and I imagine myself in the future, in my 50s, I want to make art. I've always wanted to make art before I made tattooing, actually. Tattooing came later. It came as a mean for me to make art, you know, because I knew I would be able to make a living out of tattooing, and then I would be able to make art on the side, you know, without having to make it a job, because everything you make a job, you kind of lose this passion, and I never wanted to lose that passion out of art. So I'm a designer, first and foremost. And once you've finished that part of designing on the bodysuit, it becomes more of a craft. You become more of an artisan. You just have to fill it in. And that part becomes a little bit harder for me to cope with. And that's why I love creating bodysuits, but I know how long they take. And I have a part of me was like, I could definitely create 100 body of work, and they would all be different, but part of the same family, and of course symmetrical, and I would have the creative juice to do that 100%. I don't think I have the stamina to create that many, because of the amount of time and energy it takes to not only create the bodysuit on a physical level, but on an emotional level as well. This involvement and connection that you have with your client, but at the same time, I've been able to spend this weekend with, again, 4 of the full bodysuits I've done. And I love that so much, and I love this connection that we have together, and it grew so much over the years, and, you know, like, it's a family, as I said. So I would love to have that with more people, but at the same time, if you have with more people, then can you have the same level of involvement? I don't know, let's see. But I don't know if, ideally when I started tattooing, and then I did the first bodysuit first, I thought it would be the last. I remember saying that in an interview. I was like, oh, because I was very young. I started at 24. After tattooing 2 years, I did my first bodysuit, and I thought I just got lucky. You know, I won the lottery. And I told in an interview, I was like, okay, like, I think it's a one in a lifetime opportunity, and it's not gonna represent itself. And then boom, another one, then another one, and I've done 7 symmetrical, and I told myself, okay, I'm done. I've done 7. 7 is a lucky number. That's it. And then there was an 8th bodysuit, but it's not symmetrical. It came as, there was a lot of cover-up of tribal tattoos, so we couldn't make it symmetrical. And it's also much more bold, much more different than the others. So it's like I've done the 7 and the 1. But I don't want him to take it personally, and it's not my intention, but it's like the 7 symmetrical that are really about my style, and then this one where I was actually the one that is very black. And it's actually the one that I had the most fun creating, and because I didn't have the constraint of the symmetry, and it was more bold, and it was half the amount of days that it took than the others. Of course, because we had 0 stencils, it was only freehand, and I love freehanding, and it was so satisfying to just take a pen and just draw and just, you know, immortalize that into their skin and make it, you know, their new body. And it's so fast when you do, like, you know, you can freehand a full leg like in 3 hours, you know, and then the full back, and like in, you know, in like 3 days it was fully designed. I mean, it takes like maybe 7 or 8 days to stencil a full bodysuit in symmetry and stenciling, and so it's much more fast to fill in as well, because, you know, you saw the work with Prada is like much more fast when you do black. So it gave me kind of like, oh, I could do a lot of these bodysuits. If I do a symmetrical black bodysuit, I can make 10 a year, you know, it's easy. But it doesn't,
not you.
it's not
maybe.
not my it's not what represent fully my the same artistic vision that I have, and also like I love symmetry. I mean, that I can't just say that enough. I find that it's just helps it complements the body so much, because we are symmetrical on our, you know, on itself. People say, oh, the body is not really symmetrical. Yes, we are kind of not, but we are. We have 2 arms, 2 legs, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 10 fingers, and so if you work with symmetry, then you are emphasizing this natural anatomy, but you are redesigning, reshaping it, and then you are enhancing the body shape. In my opinion, you know, like some people would say, like the naked body is perfect on its own, and some would say like if you ornate it, then it's